Hello, and welcome to Beyond the Rift. I am your host, Demon Machine. It is September 13th, just so we can start keeping track of, when everything's been done. And I am joined here by Four Court Jester, Revel Zero, Vaniel, and Pojam. Everybody say hello at once. You
hello
guys suck.
I'll say hello, but I don't know if I should since I was kind of left out there.
And so we have Baron von Richfun. I think I said that right.
Richthofen.
Okay. I need
the Red Baron.
Yes, he is our up-and-coming caster for League of Legends, correct?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. We'll continue with the show. I'm looking forward to casting in the future.
Good.
You got the right icon for him? He's just a
I do, but it didn't update on me, so I'm going to make him he's going to be our mysterious guest until I get his overlay picture done, which I'm doing right now because he joined us about 5 seconds ago.
Yes.
So, who would like to take over the first topic of the evening? Dun dun.
I vote Vaniel.
Yes, Vaniel, talk about the patch notes since they just posted.
All right. Well, I mean,
You're muted, Vaniel. Oh
no,
wait.
I'm not.
Okay, you were just really you're really lagged. That's all.
No, okay. No, I mean there's some good changes. They're nerfing Mord. They're lowering his shield regeneration, or increasing his shield regeneration by 5%, but then they're having the amount of shield that you get from minions. The release notes finally came out. The Shaco bugs that they were talking about in the patch preview look awesome. Something I've been asking for a while. The boxes, his Jack in the Boxes, are now immune to damage while they're stealth, which is awesome. It's something that I've been asking for a long time, so you won't have someone with an AoE skill like Mord just taking out all of your boxes by blindly using his skills into the bushes. They're also making it prioritize champions a little bit more, as well as decreasing the range in which they activate. It's actually a good thing. They're buffing Shen, increasing his Vorpal Blades damage, some of the base damage. Overall, they're really, really nice patch notes. Sion is getting a few buffs. I think the big news, though, is probably Taric. He's getting a new ultimate, so he's actually going to have an AoE nuke, as his ultimate is going to be on a second cooldown. And I'm looking at the Radiance right here. It's going to be 350 damage at level 3, plus a 0.6 ability power ratio, so it's going to be a pretty nice nuke. And to compensate, they're going to lower Shatter's damage and the cooldown a bit so you can use it more often. But if you haven't seen the patch notes yet, go out there and look at them. Cathodyn's getting some buffs. Garen is getting a little bit of a buff, which should help his late game scaling and that. So, yeah, if you haven't taken a look, go take a look. It's really cool. Riven looks like she's going to be an amazing champion as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean,
I will step in and say Garen's actually getting a minor nerf. They're hurting his laning slightly. It's kind of a little bit of a change. It's really minor. But you're talking about, you did mention that they are buffing Shen, and personally I like the changes, but I don't think that it's enough for him to be viable or anywhere near viable, really. They upped his ability power ratios, which is nice if he kind of had a role before he can farm a bunch of ability power. And the fact of the matter is he's a single target jungler, so he's naturally going to be weaker than any of the, all of the junglers in the game. And so the damage increase on Vorpal Blade was nice. It's a huge increase, and the regen's nice. But I don't think it's going to be anywhere near enough for him to be actually a viable champion to farm up and play.
Cool. Is there any other huge
you mentioned Garen. They did nerf his laning a little bit, but they also increased the attack damage ratios. So I think late game it'll help him a little bit. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it is gonna affect his laning phase a little bit at the very beginning of the game. But I think that's needed. I mean, spin to win and and all that.
We've with you more. I don't play a lot of Garen, but I know when you play against a guy who really knows what he's doing on Garen, it is a nasty lane to go up against. He is just going to wreck your face.
Spin to win, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not like going up against Garen.
I hate Spin to win. He's not that bad. I mean, the most annoying Garens, in my opinion, are the ones that actually build like tank, because then they're just annoying to kill. But if you go against a Garen that builds damage, it's just like, okay, so you hit me hard, but you're squishy. You're made of cloth now. You're not what Garen's supposed to be.
Good.
So, I don't know why. Just interject. Jester. Red Baron. So you're an up-and-coming caster, right?
That's the hope. I'm really enjoying it. You know, been doing some community casting and some casting for some decent matches. I'm trying to get my YouTube where I want it so I can start kind of advertising more. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
What is your YouTube? There we go.
Well, I'm changing it to youtube.com/Baroncast. I'm
Okay.
the Red Baron, and so that's the hope. Right now I'm limited to 15-minute videos, which is kind of annoying, but
Yeah.
hopefully the content will be good and people enjoy what I have to offer.
Yeah.
Knowing you, it'll be great.
Unfortunately,
people
it
are
takes
gonna
like
flock to you.
40 episodes or 40 video. I don't know what the number limit is, but I had the limit upload on my StarCraft casting until at some point I broke it, and I was just so happy. I was like, yay, I don't have to break them up or cast a really short game anymore. This
Yeah,
is
the
so nice.
15-minute segments really get
Yeah.
a rating.
It sucks a lot for this particular show too. That's why our YouTube is lacking.
Yeah, but...
You know, I could
good.
just put them on mine, right?
We're losing
True.
James. No, Baron, we don't want to lose you. My overlay, it will die.
The Red Bear got shot down.
It will die, and
over
I will
Europe,
cry a
guys.
lot.
Don't worry, just
Wait for it.
he'll come back. He'll come back.
Oh, hopefully he'll
So,
come back.
on a quick side note, while we're waiting for Baron to come back, how was everybody's day? My day sucked. So this is just joining.
My day was good.
Well, then you can shut up. Anybody else's day suck?
I didn't go to prison today. I hate don't have to go to prison.
That's good.
Yeah, that's an inconvenience.
Yes, it seriously is. It takes like an hour to go through security. Yeah, it's frustrating.
Oh, you got to go work on printers at prison?
Yeah. So sent
is that
another
what it
guy
is?
instead. He had to go twice.
Oh, now we're losing a second one? What the hell is up with the internet today? It's not me. I'm still streaming.
Bojam, MIA. It looks like there's a big dogfight going out and everyone's dropping like flies. I'm a little curious as to when my severe changes are coming, because I've actually been playing a good amount of severe this week. I found that a severe Soraka lane will do you some really good wonders, unless of course you're up against Caitlyn and she just destroys my base. It's me destroying my base.
I will say we did have a very good game just before we started prepping for the show when they'd pushed our base, gotten past our first tower, and they were working on our two towers, and we managed to ace them, push all the way back down, and we got both their towers down. Hitting on the Nexus, they killed all of us except for Revel, and he was whacking at it, and all five of them were focusing him down, and his last whack before he died was the killing blow, and everyone was like, yeah!
Yeah, I had like 3 health or something.
Yeah,
Ridiculous like that.
It was very
Came
entertaining.
down to the wire, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. I think, since, Jax has that red cape and we were the purple side, and I was standing right next
They
to
thought
one
you
of
were
the,
a, creep.
Uber minions, I think they thought I was a creep because, they didn't seem to see me initially. I was just whacking there right next to him.
Oh, my
And,
overlay.
What does it look like now?
Well, it's all big and bulky.
I am now in 2 places at once.
I am the only one that will stay sane.
I
Ooh,
would
I'm
just pull
Kojam.
back
Wow, I'm
between them.
I'm really up close, Pojam.
Yeah, I'm in one. I'm in the other. I'm in one. I'm in the other.
So I guess we'll jump back to a topic while we wait for somebody to call us back, maybe, because although Vaniel's the only one that stayed relatively the same, because he's been in the middle of the call the whole time, so he didn't shift. He just got bigger.
Yeah, well,
If we could see you,
I'm kind of too fat to want to move, so I'm just gonna hang out.
It makes sure you stay the same.
Jester is making me seasick.
Yeah, I'll stop. Need to clean my glasses. But yeah, the severe Soraka lane actually worked out really well. I got to play a whole bunch of free Ezreal this week, now that he's off that free rotation, and Wow, like, I guess it's just, like, people suck at my elo because I was just face smashed so many times with Ezreal. It was actually really fun. I'm a little sad now because he's off the market. It's 6,300 IP. I don't have time to sit down and farm 6,300 IP. Swear to God.
Yeah.
So Ezreal went
It's
up,
kinda
or
harsh.
because I swear he was less than 6,300 IP before.
No, well, he's not anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Why did Pojam diss State of the League? Did Pojam even say anything before he left?
I don't think so.
No,
What?
Okay. I don't know. People are
didn't-
asking.
I didn't hear him say anything
State
about
of the
State of the
League?
League. Anybody
it was
hear
fine.
anything about what?
Fractal Dactyl is making up lies.
Yeah.
Well then, since the flow of the show has hit like a train wreck into the
Oh,
side of
it's
my
not
brain.
a train wreck. It's more like a landslide or something like that. Just kind of like pushing you off the side of the mountain, and then you're like, ah!
I need to call back our other.
Whoa.
All right, we got Pojam back.
Hello, sorry about that. My internet just went down and boom, blew up.
Yeah, yours and everybody else's.
Really?
Where did crap. Where
That's
did
weird.
I watched State of the League. Best thing about it was Jester, in my opinion. He was the one that seemed
That's
most
not
engaged
State of the
and-
League. That's MOBA Champions, isn't it? Or you?
Oh.
Jester wasn't
MOBA
on State of the
Weekly.
League.
MOBA
MOBA Weekly.
They've asked me if I wanted to do an episode with him. I said I can guest, but I haven't had an invite yet.
All right, where I gotta call your the.
He's not
Baron.
online.
Oh,
He's
so
not
he
online.
died.
Yeah, I don't know. As I said, maybe he just got shot down over Europe somewhere. The red zone.
Okay, so I'm
It's
gonna
all
fix
good.
the
Don't
overlay.
worry.
For
Yeah,
one
Uh,
more time.
How about you put up the YouTube video while you fix the overlay?
Sure. Well, I can't
Yes.
fix the overlay with the YouTube video up because I'll be looking at the YouTube video.
Okay,
But we'll go ahead
put
and
up-
throw up the YouTube video just to let people. We'll see if we can get him back
See if we can get him back. Yeah.
before.
So while we do throw that up, guys, you know, this is just the patch preview notes hosted by Freakin' Morello. Are we giving them sound as well?
Yeah.
If we want to.
Okay, give them sound, give them video as we try to figure out how to
Screw
you
it.
know,
Let's
fix
do it like
stuff.
this. Sound and video.
We're trying to solve in the next
Ooh.
update.
Ooh, yeah, look at
There's
that.
a nice set of bug fixes coming into
That
this
is
patch.
sexy.
What can Shaco players expect to see in this patch and in the future?
I love this beginning section.
Although I do need to turn it up.
All the weird bugs where you could see them when you were stealth. They didn't act.
No, I don't. It's just really quiet video.
Now and you should get kind of that.
Yeah, it is a really quiet video.
Because I got it all
We
the way
also
up.
made it so
and-
his clone shows up as a mini map icon and shows items. So it's going to be.
So basically they're talking about fixing Shaco bugs here. And
Yeah.
his, like, to where you can't tell if his duplicate, it shows up another person on the minimap, and it also has items and stuff like that, so it's harder to tell which one's the clone.
Yeah, they did a really great job of showing it. Like, even when you knew that he was doing it, it was hard to tell. So they did a great job on that.
Having the amount of shield he gains from damaging minions,
They're nerfing Mordekaiser with his shield.
Well, it's kind of a
Well,
nerf.
Yeah, he needs it
Ish.
though. I mean,
Yeah.
Ward is number one, right?
I guess we'll turn down the audio and just give our own commentary.
Yeah, they said they can't hear it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can only make the YouTube video so loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there are going
It
to be
was
some
a-
changes more to Mordekaiser.
He's
I
not
saw
gonna be
some of
getting-
the joke patches. Just like your health bar is now a shield, and you're just always going to be decreasing. So go to battle.
Yeah.
Like that would be kind of good, but at the same time not.
Yeah, what was the fixes for Shen? I forgot all of a sudden.
Shen, he has the base damage increase, Vorpal Blade increase, Feint ability power ratio increase, Shadow Dash taunt increase, and Stand United actually does not cost energy anymore.
Cool. So he got a pretty big buff then.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, he did get a big buff.
But you will see in this video, like when they get to Shen, look at his items.
Yeah?
Isn't
Oh,
it,
he's got a shield and a health pot or two.
yeah. And you gotta look at the timer as well. He was like 2 minutes into that, so it's not like you can just do it right off the bat, because even in the video here, they're not doing it right off the bat. They wait,
Yeah.
that extra
Yeah.
seconds. So If you can wait for it, sure, great, awesome. But if you don't want to wait for it, you know, a lot of people like to start those minions really quick, right? Especially if you're not even going to be starting at that golem.
Yeah, now we're on the Oriana's patches.
Yeah, we were playing with her.
Yeah.
Earlier with
she was very good.
Anu, with Anbu GG. We were playing with. He was playing her and yeah. Anbu, sorry. Anbu.
He's very good. Bye. But what did Oriana get real quick?
Her command attack, her Q got nerfed by 100 range.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the mana cost was increased by like 10. It's not as bad as it could have been. I think a lot of people were expecting her to get nerfed a little bit more than that, but I mean, all in all, it wasn't that big of a nerf. I mean, it was about 12% range decrease, so it can affect it, but I really don't think it was that big of a deal. People are QQing already, but I think...
Well, it's also a auto attack range nerf.
Right. I mean, and that's by 50, which is fine, but I don't know. I just don't think it was... I think it was enough, but I think it was less than what some people were expecting. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
They gave Taric a big buff, though.
She's still going to be... Oh, yeah. She's still going to be top tier. She's still going to be banned quite a bit. It's just...
Yeah.
She's just not going to do quite as much harass early game, or during the laning phase.
Hey, it worked. Now, since apparently we're not getting Pojam or Baron back, we will just remodify the overlay and say, fuck it.
James is here.
Okay.
I've asked him to try to rejoin, and we will see what happens.
Either way, I'm going to have to redo the overlay, because Pojam...
Do you want to talk real quick about the last guy, what was Taric?
Yeah. We didn't really get over Taric, because he kind of played on while we were talking about Oriana, so continue on Taric real quick.
I've done some work with Taric, and he is a fun hero, but they're slightly reworking him a little bit. So they're giving him a little bit more range for Imbue, and his Shatter Aura range actually is getting a good increase as well. So, I mean, you're going to get a lot more passive armor in these team fights because of positioning. But the only problem is that, you know, Taric now loses that passive armor instead when he activates it. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a trade-off. It's more of a team situation rather than that solo, but it's now on a shorter cooldown as well, and the damage did get reduced on Shatter a little bit. Now, Dazzle, I mean, it's going to be a flat 1.5 second stun. It's not going to scale anymore. It's just going to be a flat 1.5, because it was a little bit random. It was between 1 to 2 seconds, depending on what your level was, of course, right? Range was reduced a little bit, but the missile speed got a good speed increase, so it's going to just fly at them a lot faster. Maybe this is going to prevent people from getting off those clutch, you know, flashes in time. So might work out, might not. Minimum maximum damage, well, the minimum got increased, but the maximum got decreased, so it's going to be a bit more steady, less spiky. And of course, his remake, Taric, is not going to be doing that heal anymore. He's just going to grant himself attack damage as well as doing a ground slam for 350 magic damage at level 16.
Nice.
Quite an extensive list of changes on Taric.
Yeah, in the video they were saying they changed every single one of his abilities. They even gave him that extra nuke on his ultimate.
The nuke is going to be I think this all really goes towards the whole battle, you know, healer theme that they're going towards, right? The only person not changed from the healing, the sustain Talon patch is still Alistar. And, I mean, he was already a battle cow to begin with. And so it feels like, you know, they are going more and more into this less sustained, more offensive, you know, mindset for these healers.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I see you trying to get James here, but it's unfortunate.
I was going to put him on, but you see him it dropped again.
Yeah, keeps dropping. I don't know, guys. Oh. I don't know.
And there he goes.
He's offline again.
Alright, well then.
That's gonna suck.
Back to the overlay again.
Ooh, looks like Baniel and Forecourt are sharing some box space action.
Yes, they are. So we're gonna have a wonderful show with us four. Let's do it. Us four go.
Just you now in the overlay.
Yes, it is. I am overpowered and awesome.
He is God.
So I do want to do a small little rant while I do this of Does anybody else here have a problem with pro gamers' conduct in general?
Can you give me an example?
Like
Idra kind of stuff, or something else?
Not like Idra
I mean,
stuff.
there's always Idra kind of stuff.
Idra can kind of, he can get a little, obnoxious. But generally speaking, if he's at an event or he's, intermingling with the community, he's pretty cordial and, tries to be honest, I suppose. But generally, he can be, if he's doing something in front of the camera, he's, trying to be professional for his sponsors and stuff like that. It seems like people don't take their sponsors seriously. Like,
that's a terrible thing to do, because they're going to cut your contract.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I'm worried that will actually hurt the League of Legends scene, pro scene a lot, is that, these teams just, they don't seem like, I've never seen many in the ways of shoutouts. Like, if I ever hear shoutouts and other things, they don't mention, much about anything.
That's one of those things. Yeah, I mean, if they're not obliged to and they're not used to it and they're not, like, really trying to get either more sponsors or really getting good with their ones they won't, and they don't have to do it, they're not going to. Because no one really wants to be like, and this pentakill was brought to you by,
Yeah.
Oreos.
Actually, I was going to say, I was part of a project that never got off the ground. They're like, let's try to do something like, it's like, First Blood was brought to you by Powerade, the best thirst quenchers for First Blood. It's just like, it never got off the ground.
Yeah.
So
I think,
go ahead.
Just to add on, I don't see it from every pro player. I mean, you get people like people that sometimes rage in games, like Hotshot GG is notorious for raging sometimes in his games, in his streams and that. And then you see people like Shushay, he's like a big teddy bear. You can't really. Every time I've talked to him, he's just been a really nice guy. But every once in a while, people get worked up over a game. Even pro players do it. I think everybody does every once in a while. So I think sometimes people just need to vent a little bit, and I can't really blame them. But at the same time, I think the community as a whole should probably tone their attitude down, me included. I mean, goodness, I rage sometimes.
I get tired of all the people telling me how I need to play, blah, blah, blah. But that's a whole nother discussion about the community itself. The community is very, very callous.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a bunch of gamers. I mean, when you bring in anonymity and living and dying and attacking in numbers and, I mean, it's just going to happen. There isn't really anything we can do about it. I mean, like, sometimes we'll hear Jester's Halo action in the background, and there's some pretty colorful things going on.
My wife has a beautiful trucker mouth. What are you talking about?
Yes. Her Halo mouth is quite entertaining.
So,
but, yeah.
So we've gotten
it's in everything. Back. I mean, when you bring in competition, you're always going to get the, like, rage.
Yeah.
But, as long, I mean, we have the report feature, and I find a lot of times that'll just shut people up if you're not saying anything back other than that. So,
So, Baron von Richthofen has come back and screwed over your overlay yet again.
I'm turning you all off, and people are watching me.
You invite me into your home, you say nice things about me, and what do? I just, take a dump over the entire show.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. What are we going to do with you?
On the bright side, you didn't do it once, but twice.
I did do it twice. Was there a lot of annoying sound or something when it happened?
Well, yeah, and you get points for consistency, so...
Yeah.
The first time... I can't explain the second time, but the first time my computer decided to run some updates without me and just started restarting, and I was kind of like, okay then.
I love those.
Don't you? Oh, heart.
Wait for the heart.
Phantom
I'm getting the overlay where everybody can see the heart. Now do the heart again, Jester. There you go.
I will go back a step, though. You guys are being so nice trying to, let me talk about commentating. I will say, if people want to go to youtube.com/BaronCast, It is pretty bland right now, but I will take all replays. If you use LOL replay, send me a replay, and I will cast any replay currently. I'm just working on kind of community casting, practicing that commentary.
Cool.
Right on.
All right.
Quite good at it. I've heard him. He's quite good.
Excellent.
Good.
So we have the League of Legends was nominated for the Golden Joystick Award. Somebody inform me as to what the Golden Joystick is, because I hadn't had a chance to really look it up and research it too much. But
they won it last year. Pretty sure they won it last year.
Is it for the most raged at company, or?
No, it's for like best game of the year kind of idea.
Oh.
Yeah. Best
Is that on IGN?
Best gameplay.
Games Radar is the link I got here, but I will tell you once all these ads stop loading. Full list of winners. So yeah, they go through all the different games. So Assassin's Creed won for action game. Super Street Fighter won for the fighting game. Music game was Guitar Hero. Big surprise.
Are there any other music games?
Isn't that dead now?
Yeah, well, Guitar Hero got slain, basically, yeah. Ooh, Mass Effect was in there for RPG of the year. World of Goo for the puzzle game of the year.
That was
Maybe
an awesome game.
Oh yeah, there it is.
No.
Online game of the year.
Favorite online game of the year, 2010. That's a pretty substantial category.
It is.
I mean,
how did
They've
it
been
beat out
nominated
StarCraft?
Because it's not an online game. It's probably the RTS
Well,
game.
also StarCraft wasn't on the last ballot, was it?
I don't know, I didn't win anything. Because I just know all the winners.
But it'll probably be on this next one. Because didn't they... last year it was... I think there was only one online category, and this year they're breaking it into strategy games and MMOs, I think.
And MOBAs. No, not MOBAs.
Hmm.
Either way,
But regardless, StarCraft
it's a
wasn't
big
on
honor.
last year.
Yeah. Oh my god, second runner-up was Farmville.
So it's, really serious award here.
That's because they told
League of
1/10 of their
Legends,
players to vote.
Farmville.
yeah.
That's all they had to do was tell 1/10 of their players to go vote.
You can't win them all.
Why does everybody and their mother play that fucking game?
Wait, I'm remembering something. I think it was an 11th rune page if they won. I think that was it.
Ah.
So they had incentive.
that was
We definitely need 11 rune pages.
Oh.
Had, IP boosts.
Come on.
Okay.
I think a free skin. There were like 4 different awards that they were up for, and they were like, hey, everyone, vote for all of them.
Well, that's not buying your votes.
Yeah, well,
We'll
they
give
can
you
do it.
stop.
Yeah.
They weren't buying votes. They were just asking nicely and then giving rewards if you bought.
Yeah. Yeah. So on top of that, with this patch, Riven's coming out, right? Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Somebody give me the skinny on Riven.
Go for it, Baron.
It's hard to say without playing Riven because it is a very unique champion concept. So we can look at the abilities, we can talk about the stats and stuff like that. But basically, what they said their goals are is to provide a kind of more of a fighting style champion, kind of like if you play Street Fighter, which has a lot of probably very low cooldowns, a lot of kind of options as far as utility is concerned with how you want to use your abilities. I know her first ability is very interesting. You can use it up to 3 times in rapid succession, and each time you use it, it's a small dash forward with an attack, and then the third time it's a knockback. So each time you use it, you're going to be going further and further into enemy territory, but you're also going to be dealing bonus damage and then have that potential for the knockback. So it'll be interesting to see how much utility she has. I think survivability might be an issue. It's really hard to say. If she's
They could always throw in some epic dodge.
I think if she has...
Could be.
let me take a look real quick. But I think if she is able to sustain herself in top lane, she could be pretty interesting. But because she's such a close-range champion, it'll be tough to balance between having too much damage and also being too weak, essentially, from a survivability standpoint.
Yeah, it sounds good. I mean, knockbacks can always be fun, and they can be used. Like, say, if you started on the bushes and you did the knockback of them towards your turret. I mean, there's always
fun
options like that.
Especially
Especially if
in a
you're
very
in cabin.
offensive manner.
Yeah, especially if you're like get bonus damage and then did knockback. Oh yeah, that can be pretty harsh. That can be a lot of fun.
She does have very high damage output. As you see her passive, it's kind of like a Sheen, except that it charges up, whereas Sheen just refreshes and then it uses it on an attack. She can store up to 3 Sheen charges, essentially, with her passive, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
But, yeah, so not only does she has a knockback, a stun, and she should have a lot of damage.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be quite as much damage as Sheen, like a whole 100%. But you know, it should be 20-30 maybe at mid game. Yeah. I'd be surprised if it was more than 30. I mean, that's a hell of a passive. That's like almost a free BF sword.
Yeah.
Almost. So. Yeah. But yeah, the Broken Wings, like, it really reminds me of the Pandemonium from Heroes of Newerth, because you can use it 3 times, it's just like his flurry. So he'll go, wow, 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 but then he's just kind of done because he's out of charges. Now, but this one, they're adding the whole, jump, explosion kind of idea. So, yeah, you will be jumping into enemy territory, but think of the ganking potential. Come up behind someone, and now you're nailing them into the tower.
Yeah.
Right? And you're stunning them in tower range.
One of the things I'm really curious about from a gameplay perspective, which is just something that we can't read in the patch note, is what the cooldown is for how long you can activate. Because it says you can activate the 3 times in a short succession, but how long of a period is that? Can I activate twice, then maybe run a little bit behind them and then knock them backwards, or can I only move in one direction when I'm doing this because of the time constraint? If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a good question. The other ones are all linear, so once you start clicking, you just kind of keep going that way. But if it's like anything like Lee Sin, like you just hit the button, then you hit it again, it just repeats the motion, then it's still going to be linear. It might be targetable, might not. Like Irelia, when she gets her cooldown on a kill from her Q, she can just retarget it. She can just zigzag around. So it might be like that. I have a suspicion it'll be linear though.
Yeah, I suspect that's likely, but it'll still be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Or they could break it up and be like the first 2 was linear, and then the last third, being the most important one, can be targeted or something like that. That could be an interesting mechanic as well. So then you can do your 2 and then correct course if need be.
So since that pretty much covers Riven, they've announced that they're finally ending Season 1 with this patch.
3 ranked games. That's all I ever played.
I think they said it was going to end today, but I guess they're pushing it back tomorrow with the patch.
Yeah. That's... and the Season 1 and Riven patch was moved for a day. But it was supposed to be in late August, so they're already very far behind.
Yeah, you know whenever anything's ever, like, moved, like, a day or, like, 2 days. Like, they tested it, and they was about to ready, and they're like, holy shit, we found something really bad.
Yeah. So, when we play this patch next week, we'll let you know how Riven is. Hopefully we'll have some gameplay footage for you. We'll let you know about it. We'll talk to Shushei about getting us some footage there.
Hey, just want to tell everyone that's currently watching, please join the chat so that I can add your name to this list, because I am giving away some riot points. I have cards right here. See? I also have I actually bought a PC Gamer magazine here. I have the receipt, and it has the code in here as well, so I'm going to just sort of flash it. I'm not going to be able to get the code, but...
I can't even read the PC Gamer on it, so I think you're good.
Yeah, I am going to... we are going to be giving away some riot points as well as that code there, so if you're not in chat currently, make sure you join, put in your nickname, and then I'm probably just going to do a random number generator, and if you win, I'll go ahead and send you a little message in our chat thing here.
Quick, love, you gotta join this chat. Oh crap, I'm not.
Tomorrow I need RP.
Yeah.
Oh, one great change I just noticed is now when you click health or mana potions, it queues them up as opposed to refreshing. So not only does that help you out with the double click, it'll also, if you want, you're going to be low health, you can just have it so that the next one's going, like for jungling in particular. It's like there's a lot of times in jungling where you might have low health and want to just be queuing up health potions, and you just kind of sit there and click it when you're ready. But now it auto queues for you.
Interesting. That's
Oh,
nice.
and smart casting items, that has been long overdue.
Ooh, do tell. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Give us the new rundown of it.
Yeah, who uses SmartCast?
If you haven't tried smart casting, there are some issues with it, but basically, I don't know, you can cast abilities a lot faster. Like, you see it a lot more on ability power champions, like Annie in particular, when you have these, you want to just get off your quick stun combos when the enemy's out of position, so you can just, rather than clicking the ability and then clicking the target, it just automatically uses the ability wherever your mouse is currently located. And so you could smart cast all of your abilities in the game, but they wouldn't let you smart cast items. So people who have gotten used to smart casting, you're like, okay, ability, you just press the keys and they all auto target and everything, and then you've got to target your items. So like you'll have Deathfire's Grasp, and it'll be like this awkward, thing where you're like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah. It'll really throw you off there.
Yeah, I've seen people like, hey, let's SmartCast, and then they forget to like change it, and then they just do bad things or silly things, and they're like, oh yeah, forgot about that. Especially Keybind.
Almost every game that I play Rumble, he's like one of my favorite champions, but you can't smart cast his ultimate, and so almost every single game, I'll go into lane and I'll miss an ultimate, which would have been a kill, and I'll be like, oh, what the hell, I didn't change my key bindings again.
Yeah, key bindings. Yay!
Yay!
When are they going to start saving key bindings to server?
Yeah, that's something all games really should do, and it can't be that hard. Or at least like a toggle option or something. I mean, really?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
they could do
so-
like pages of key bindings, something, anything.
Yeah.
Key bindings could be like in mastery sets or rune sets. Just
Yeah.
That would be good. That would be a good way
It's
of
like
doing
key
it.
binding page 1, key binding page 2,
Although,
page 11.
And I think the big issue with that, the only reason, in my opinion, that they really need to do that is the fact that you can't change key bindings out of game. Like, it should be saved to server regardless, but the only real time that's an issue is the fact that you have to sit there and run through it while you're in the game.
Yeah.
When I'm in the game,
you need to be
I want to
playing.
be doing stuff, yeah. Like, people think, oh, you can sit in base for a while, but if you got a high tense game, it's going to be competitive. If the enemy CVs you sitting in base, they're like, hell, I'm going to run over to their blue, and I'm going to camp there. Guess what? When you come up to the blue, I'm already waiting, and
Yeah.
you just have things that you need to do at the time.
Yes, you do. It's also that was one of the irritating things that happened when I first started playing the game. I was like, I can't change my video settings from anywhere else. I can't test it before I jump into the game. So it's just generally annoying. So, did anybody happen to watch the IEM qualifiers from New York this past weekend? It was the American.
I heard
team.
about them. I heard about them. Yeah.
You didn't watch any of them?
Fantastic.
That was my
Yeah.
wedding anniversary weekend, so
Oh.
I'm gonna give this over to Reveal.
Probably a wise decision.
The 4 teams that did qualify were Rock Solid, Team Rez, Solo Mid, and Team Curse. Notice there is one name not on that list that is usually on the qualifiers list. CLG. They got knocked out by, it was a
I think
Rock Solid.
Rock Solid, I
Rock
thought.
Solid.
Yeah, RS. So
Rock solid, baby.
Though I
So-
think they might have also lost to Rez.
I don't know. Let's see. Well,
Yeah.
go ahead and let us know. Did you watch any of those, Mr. Barron?
Well, I did, but I can give Revel a try here. He said that I think he wanted to talk about it.
Oh, sure. Did I say me? Yeah, let's go with me. But yeah, a little on Rock Solid. They've been around a while. They're usually not the best, but what they did this time was they had a lot of, I guess people were calling it like weird supports with Gangplank and Maokai, and I'm really bad at names. But yeah, they beat them pretty much because their champion synergies were so much better. So they could go with some really interesting combinations and still tossing it out. But yeah,
But you could also see they were really prepared. I mean,
yeah,
they're kind of known, like you said, for those unusual team compositions, and they did kind of everyone was wowed by the unusual supports. Like they had Gangplank as a support bottom,
yeah,
and also Maokai. But I remember back when you were saying they had previous success. I remember back with Go for LOL, they had won a bunch of the early ones, and they used to run all melee comps. And Guardsman Bob was really active on the team at that time, I believe.
Wow, that's going back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's Whale. I was thinking Jet, so I was going over to Whale. But Rock Solid was they were winning a lot of those tournaments, and they did kind of run unusual comps. You saw they had Cat this weekend, which is, you just never see Cat anymore. But the really impressive thing, like you said, was the team synergy and the fact that, I mean, the games, they looked like pub stomp games. They were just kind of moving around. They always knew where they needed to be, and they were just kind of, they had control of the games the entire time, and were taking control of the map and everything.
Yeah, that just goes to show you that it's a lot more about teamwork than it is about what individual heroes you use.
Yeah.
And I bet it was a lot more interesting on the picks and bans for them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you suddenly don't know who to ban anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So that'll be
Well, you know they have a number of unusual team comps that people haven't gone against, and they practice them all the time. So it's not like they have the one standard comp that they're going for, like you said, and it's not like you can just ban Gangplank because hell, there's a ton of supports that you can play just as successfully, and they can run any sort of number of comps. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, it gives them great flexibility.
So do you think that the forward-leaning way of the metagame is going to be more towards team composition in the role of teamwork versus champions themselves? Because it seemed like it was, they had this overpowered character sometimes, or, they just did well because they had these couple characters, and so that's why they won. But, as the teams get better and better and better, and they start fighting more as a team, do you think it'll just completely change out how the game is played?
Yeah, I mean, that's really the only way they can go. Like, if they're to, make it better as an esport, that's what has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think Riot is trying to do with balancing out as much of the heroes as they can, is that they want everybody to be able to do that. Have a wide variety of champions that can all fulfill roles in different ways, so that, people can watch it and be like, that was awesome. They just watch them work together. They watch, it's like watching any other sport. One, it's a good game, and everybody, does what they should do at the same time. It's, magic almost. It just works.
Yeah.
It's great to watch. And, yeah, hopefully they do really well.
Like you said, I mean, the game is very balanced right now. There's, there's stronger champions, but it's really almost never been as balanced as it has been. And any champion you can play, as long as you play to a high degree and, do what you need to do as far as strategy is concerned, farming, whatnot, you can win with that champion very easily on almost every champion in the game. And because there's so many champions, it does offer a wide variety of gameplay.
Yeah.
Potential, at least.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's rock solid, and hopefully it's one of those things when people when something really unexpected happens, we get a lot more interest from it. So
yeah,
I'm kind of happy about that, because hey, all these other guys that no one ever plays, these are good too. So
I hope they take the whole thing just for the sake of being the underdog.
Yeah, gotta love the underdog story. Yeah. So them, Tree Eskimos team, and Team Solomid. We know him.
Yeah.
And
Andy.
Yeah.
So since we're on the topic
Team
of
Curse, former
tournaments,
UNR team, unrestricted.
Did you lagged that badly, or is it just me?
I saw that too.
He keeps talking, and your video is almost a minute behind.
Oh, well, that must be interesting.
It is, actually, and very confusing. But I was gonna say, on the topic of tournaments, there's a girls only tournament being run by Big Fat Missy. I've heard that she's done this before and been trolled pretty hard by it, but apparently she's not getting trolled so bad this one. No,
wow, I love the name.
No, it's not a coincidence that her name is similar to Big Fat or LP.
Oh, probably not, but still, it's great.
So basically, if there's anybody in the crowd that wants to form a girls' squad to join into her tournament, I know I'm going to be throwing my wife in there forcefully.
I'll throw mine in there too. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Just give her a gun and she'll be right at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, lady leagues in StarCraft.
Don't even think of coming back if you don't win.
Yeah. Either you win or you just I never see
you can feed the baby out in the backyard.
Yeah, exactly. But StarCraft 2 leagues with all the ladies out there, ESL Iron Lady, amongst others. I mean, they do draw a good crowd. I hear that there's a $25,000 Counter-Strike all women's competition coming up as well. I mean,
nice.
This stuff does draw attention.
Yeah.
People love to watch girl gamers out there. They're, it's just like a myth. Do they exist? Yes, the answer is yes.
Yes,
well,
they
it
do.
definitely could be interesting.
Yeah, people like to watch.
Yes, they do, because I'm married to one, Jester's married to one, Revel, you're married to one.
Yeah,
actually, there was a Reddit article about like women's place in esports, and it drew a hell of a lot of flack. But they were picking on Slayer's Jessica, Boxer's girlfriend, for being up there, and like, is she a pro or is she just using her looks? And that devolved really quickly. But I mean, people are now seeing a lot more feminine figures, and now either they're getting threatened or intimidated, or they're like, well, what do I do now? It's a girl. I mean, like, what does that have to do with it? I mean, she's a girl gamer. She's there for her skills.
She's there just like you are, dickwad. Just play and shut up.
I think people are going to have to get used to it.
Did you hear about there was a fighting... I don't remember the names of the people because I'm not that big into the fighting game community, but there was a girl that took out a pretty high-level, like, contender in the fighting game community. And after the game, like, this was like broadcasted and everything, and he was in front of a stage, and after he lost, he put his head in his hands and he was like, I was beat by a girl. And he caught a lot of shit for that.
Yeah, he would.
I mean, he caught a lot of shit for saying that too from the girls.
Yeah.
Not just from the guys.
Oh yeah.
But
because I mean, it's not like they're playing football or anything. There isn't anything physically to put them in a different league than any of the men.
Don't put your foot in your mouth too far, though.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a lot of the sports are segregated by sex because they're physically built differently. Esports is not one of those games, not one of those things.
Yeah.
So.
Call of Duty has
it's still an oddity at this point, though.
Oh, it definitely is.
Various stigmas, and then also just I'm not going to say the male community is larger, but in certain events, it clearly is.
Yeah.
Farmville.
Farmville was predominated by the 40-year-old housewife. Yeah.
I had a roommate who played Farmville, so I can't say that I know anything if whether it's a female-dominated esport.
Exclusively, obviously, but
I don't know if I'd consider Farmville
competitive Farmville.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Plant that turnip faster.
Survival competitive Minecraft.
Yeah. Minecraft.
I actually did anybody, just to go off on a completely ADD topic, anybody read the patch notes for the 1.8 patch for Minecraft?
Oh.
The pre-beta stuff?
Yeah, well, actually the release version.
I got to watch that.
They're working on an adventure mode and a dungeon mode. Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
The dungeon...
Good stuff.
One of the modes, I can't remember if it was adventure or dungeon, you can't destroy your build. It's strictly like you can get swords and stuff, and it'll make like tunnels and then spawners and put random items throughout. So basically you're in a first-person shooter, crawler, /RPG, / everything. Although I can see that getting boring pretty quick if you can't build or destroy anything. But everybody loves Minecraft, especially my kids.
Yeah, I mean, it's like ultimate digital Legos.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Isn't Lego making esport games now? I thought I've read that.
I don't know. It would be really cool, though.
Lego Star Wars.
They're working on Lego Dota right now.
Lego Dota.
You can build your own champions. It's going to be epic.
Oh, that will be epic.
That actually would be really cool.
That would be.
Lego.
Like if they had a good way of balancing where I mean it clearly would be completely unbalanced, but if you had something of a balancing system for
two little legs, I mean
Yeah.
they just fall all over the place. Horrible.
well that could be an ability.
Failed them completely.
I mean,
Don't be so narrow-minded against Legos.
Yeah, yeah. I'll give it that.
I'm gonna get so stuck on that now. Thanks. You mention that. Please do not mention that around my children. They might explode.
I was about to say. Oh, that's gonna be good when I talk to them next.
Oh, Dota Minecraft Lego combination. They would burst into rainbows and kittens and sunshine. Oh, that would be bad.
So how about we give away this Caitlyn skin?
Sounds good.
Sure.
All right, let me load up my random number generator.
It's gonna pick me.
I was gonna say, are we allowed to get in on this?
No.
No,
Lucky number
no,
seven.
no,
Okay,
no.
lucky number 7.
Viewers only.
Viewers only.
Yeah. He's gonna
So I
break out
can
the
exit the
PIE
chat real quick.
calculator if you like. Yeah.
All right, I have. Oh, hold on. Let me see who this is.
We're drawing it now. Wait for
Drum
it.
roll.
Oh my gosh!
Who won?
No, hold on. My monitor's all it's bugging out.
Alright, I'll do it again.
I got the result.
Ready.
All right, this is Avion. Avion.
Yay,
What
Avion!
happened?
Yay!
Drum roll.
Oh, we don't need no drum roll. Avion gets the and
That actually just reminds me. I just watched Entourage. If anyone watches that, I don't know if that's what his name's from, but
Avion, please do me a favor and type this in as soon as possible.
Apparently, it does not work
But I
on
know
EU.
it'll work. Are you EU? Please tell me you're not EU.
Easy you.
Are you EU? Avion?
Deceiver.
I am.
Well, I mean, he's still. No, okay, he's in A.
No.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
all right.
Well, he's delayed,
I will-
so he keeps hearing us talk about it, and it's what it is it's Nasdi and Om trolling.
All right, Avion, or however you pronounce it. I'm going to go ahead and send you this code in chat. So I'm going to send you your own little chat window box thing.
Okay, so that's the skin. Do you have anything else? I heard a $10 RP card.
Yes, I have RP here. I have RP.
Yeah. Although,
You gotta keep him in ties because
while you do-
like, well, it's over. I lost. So we're gonna leave. No, stay here, guys. Yeah.
while you
Yeah.
do that, what can we... I want to ask the viewers while everybody's here. Obviously, today's show was very weird.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was a terrible show. I fully expect epicness. Wait. It
Game
was a
saved
great
us.
show.
I was very concerned. I'm invited to the show, and the host is going, today's show was very, and I thought he was just going to say terrible, and I was going, jeez.
No,
our
I mean,
shows are
We'll
epic.
find you, bastard.
we've just... today has been a very long day for me. Oh, it's just... I want to...
Rant time.
I want to
Rant
shoot
time.
my boss. Oh, rant time? Okay, I'll have rant time. Hold
And
on.
then Vaniel can figure out his rant.
Yeah, Vaniel, you figure out while I rant. What did I want to
Figure
rant
out
about?
what? What am I figuring
Oh,
out?
I like the cup jester. Very
Don't
sexy.
you have? Yeah, I know. Don't you have a $10 RP card?
Dude, Jester, look, I know you have like a sleeper inside of the chat channel. You're not gonna fool me, dude.
Oh, Lord. Well, go ahead, Vaniel. I got to think about what I wanted to rant about. I forgot about it all of a sudden.
Go ahead, what?
I don't know. What the fuck is going on? This has been such
What,
a
you want
weird
me to
ass
give away
day.
RP now?
Yeah.
Whenever else are we going to do it?
Oh, alright, fine, I'll give away RP now.
Just one. Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Just
Only
one. We have
One
9.
RP?
9.
Yes, one RP. You get a dollar.
One
You
RP.
can give out the codes a couple of numbers at a time.
The people who type it in the fastest get it. Make it a race.
It'll be like the McDonald's Monopoly. You have to match the codes.
Alright. Let me pull it back up here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll give away some RP.
They give
Oh,
away
yeah.
one RP 10 times.
Yeah. That's what we can do. No, I've got a gripe about my boss today, and it's... I probably shouldn't do it on the internet.
No, you probably
shouldn't.
He's watching.
Yeah,
there was
totally
just a ruling
sure.
on that you can't be fired over it. So
there was.
Okay, just.
It doesn't mean
I'm not saying you shouldn't. You should go and do it. Definitely not. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, John, did I hit this button right here?
All right, then I want to say one thing about automotive in general. I pretty much hate Mercedes-Benz and BMWs altogether. I never want to work at them if I can never work on a BMW or Mercedes again, I will be happy. Those cars suck ass. Thank you.
But they're awesome to ride in.
Oh, they're dandy to ride in if they work good, but good God, if you got to work on it. You know how all car companies can make all of their money back all the time is if they let me, if I was a customer, pay the company $10 to kick an engineer in the nuts. That would be awesome. They would make all of their money back. Because there would be a line out the door of all the mechanics that want to kick all the engineers in the nuts. So, I would like to thank MOBA Champions for joining us for today's show, in the chat and kind of supporting us. We're gonna our show, if it's not featured on the front page, the VOD will be up there on the front page, and I would like to thank them uber much. They're awesome MOBA Champions, MOBA-champions.com. I need to get their overlay up because that was the one thing I did forget about was their little. They have a little watermark for my corner, and Nasdi's the awesomeness. They do have some big plans coming up with Toby-Wan Kenobi, so stay tuned for that. We'll have some announcements next week, I'm pretty sure. I have to double check with them on that, but they're going to be doing something very cool. So keep checking their website, tell all your friends about it, and it will be fun.
Okay, we have, let's see, for the $10 RP card, I have Mr. Sneaky Korean. So, Mr. Sneaky Korean, you have a Riot card coming your way.
Sneaky Korean.
Sneaky Korean.
Do you play on NA?
Look, see, I'm scratching it off.
Even here?
I just...
Yeah, there it is.
All right, Sneaky Korean.
Sneaky.
I'm opening up. Yeah, he's really sneaky.
So
I'm
the Koreans.
I chat with you. I'm going to put your code in there.
So the Koreans steal StarCraft 2, and now they're stealing our RP. God damn it!
Come over here.
They take everything. So what I've been told is that we can. MOBA Champions is doing a League of Legends tutorial for Dota. Oh my God, my voice, lips, stuff. League of Legends tutorial for Dota 2 with Toby-Wan.
Learn to vibrate air, sir.
With Toby-Wan Kenobi.
Yes, with Toby-Wan Kenobi. I don't know exactly what an LOL tutorial is for Dota 2. Maybe a how to transition from League of Legends to Dota 2.
How to not suck your first game?
Yeah. I mean, like what you have to... what's different
good.
would be nice. That'd be pretty cool.
So I can tell you what's different.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody can tell you what's different.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty. It's really pretty.
So, hey, I heard this nasty rumor that the Dota 2 beta might start tomorrow.
Oh?
Well, they've actually... IceFrog updated on his blog, and he said that, it's starting any day now, but... it might have already started for some people, but they're only letting out codes a little bit at a time. Like, they had originally announced there was going to be 100,000 people let into beta, but they're doing it kind of 1,000 at a time and, very slowly building up. So it could take months for the beta to reach its full,
rolling mode,
capacity.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that they don't get raped all at the beginning.
So I want to...
Because that would... Totally.
If you haven't, exactly. If you haven't already, log onto your Steam account and sign up for the beta.
Yeah.
So you can be at least considered.
No, don't. No, there's enough people on the beta consideration list. All of you people need to take them off.
And whatever you do, don't opt into Diablo 3 too. Just don't do it.
Yeah, don't opt into Diablo 3 if you're.
No, we got that one. We got that one covered.
Oh, yes, I'm getting a Diablo 3 beta.
Oh, look at you! You can go fuck yourself.
Oh, look, yeah.
Oh, so what are you going to be able to... have you gotten it, or are you getting it?
I don't have it yet, but I've been told I'm receiving a gift named... that rhymes with Pablo Tree, So I'm either getting a Mexican gardener or I'm getting Diablo 3.
Nice.
Wow, a Pablo tree. That sounds great.
That was a good one. I like
hope
that
you
one.
get your gardener, dude. I hear your
Go
front
nice.
lawn needs.
Yeah, go nice at the front.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have it yet. Apparently the beta's not that big though. Like I was just reading some of the commentary on it. It's like a 2-hour-ish
Yeah.
content kind of beta. You can only play up to King Leoric. I don't know if I'll be able to stream anything out of it, but
Yeah.
because I don't know what kind of NDA I'm gonna be landing under. There's 2 types of NDAs. Like they're letting all these magazines do all this streaming and videos, and they're like, oh, day 9, nope, you can't stream anything. Like what? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I'll be getting, but I should have it sometime this week.
Well, it's because they're giving money to the people, or they're receiving money from the people to be in the beta to stream the stuff, because they see what Husky did and an HD did with StarCraft, so they want to be in on that.
There's a lot of people saturating the market already. We got rough to go.
And the other thing is there'll be plenty of people streaming it, legally or not, so...
Yeah, already some illegal streams.
That was another topic we kind of glossed over, was the riot codes and why Vaniel had his magazine in hand. You know, these magazines aren't sealed. So how many people have bought a magazine thus far getting their code and it not work because somebody has walked in before and cleared them out? Because I know Revel went to Walmart to go and pick up one, and what happened when you got there?
They were all used.
They were all used as in torn out of the magazine?
Oh no, they're in there. They're printed, but you know they're all used.
Someone copied the code and went home.
Oh, that was Vaniel that did that.
Yeah,
sorry.
I did hear.
I went after work today. I went down to Walmart to pick up a magazine for tonight to give away, and all of them that they had there on the shelf had all been ripped out completely. So, just yeah, I mean, at least someone had the decency to rip it out, so someone didn't buy the magazine.
Yeah.
And be like, oh well, you know, I go home and find out that it doesn't work at all. But still, it's like, it's just people are being so dishonest about it. But here's the thing: people are crying for Riot to do something like ban the people or that are guilty of doing it. Exactly. But the problem is,
it's not Riot's fault.
It's Riot really doesn't have anything to do with it. Well, yeah, and here's the thing. Riot doesn't really have anything to do with it, and the reason why is because it was a PC Gamer promotion. It's sort of like one of those pack skins. They don't sell it in the store. They will eventually sell this one in the store, so they may have some sort of something that they'll do, but you have to look at the cost that it's going to cost Riot to go after these people, because they're only going to know if someone actually reports that the skin isn't working, and then they have to verify that skin that they have actually, you know, wasn't, say, redeemed and then reported as already being used. And then they have to find out who, you know, actually used the code and then decide on what punishment. And to be honest, from a business perspective, it doesn't make sense for Riot to go out and ban these people because, one, they're not making any money off of the skin right now, okay, that they released off of the Arctic Warfare Caitlyn. They didn't make any money off of those skins. And two, the amount of money that they would have to pay employees and man hours and payroll and all of that, as well as remove them from the projects that they're currently working on, like, say, new champions, game types like Dominion, maps, skins, that sort of thing. It just doesn't make sense from a business perspective to go after these people. So is it dishonest? Yeah. Should people be doing it? Hell no. But the sad fact is Riot sort of got its hands tied, and it really wasn't their fault. I mean, someone at PC Gamer decided, hey, let's not shrink wrap the magazines. The stupidest thing they could have done.
Yeah. It's just...
I'm actually seeing this right now. There's a forum post that says if you send Riot a support ticket with the proof of purchase for your receipt, then they give you the code.
Yeah, Remington's really good with that. I know that because we had a whole bunch of singed skins stolen out of MLG. So he just went to everyone and said, you know, just send me an email at this email, and I'm not going to say the email. Just saying you're at MLG and just scan, you know, your ticket or whatever, and they'll just give you the Singe code. Because Singe is now not coming back ever. He's been retired. So this is a lot of people's last chance to get it, and Voodoo went down. So
you can just say the email in private, and everyone can close their.
Wait, look away 1 second.
I do now. Thank you for reminding me, Jester, about what I had planned to rant about earlier. It actually had to do with
same
S2, the makers of Han, and MOBA Champions. MOBA
Yeah,
Champions.
I heard about that business.
MOBA Champions had gotten a bunch of accounts when Han was still pay to play, and then they went free, and somehow those accounts got banned for being illegally obtained, or basically stolen accounts. And so suddenly all these accounts that MOBA Champions gave away as prizes, now they got turned around and says you gave us a stolen account, and that's pretty fucked up, if you ask me.
That's kind of harsh, yeah.
I did not play Han anymore. I was trying it out and seeing if it was any good, but they've tried and tried and tried to get it to work out, but they just seem to have no interest. So S2, this is your fucking warning. Do something about it. Be a man. Assholes.
Well, hey, now you can move on to Rise of the Immortals.
Oh,
dear. Oh.
what? I can move on to Rise of the Immortals?
About how much you love that game.
You were playing that with your boys, weren't you?
No, I played it with several, me, Vaniel, and some viewers yesterday, and
What were your impressions?
awkward. I don't want to throw the game under the bus yet because I mean it's different. It's very different. If you give it a shot, it might be to your taste. It's not to my taste. I don't particularly like the MMO style intro thing. Not for any other reason than I like to alt tab out of shit all day. I am so ADD I can't pay attention to something for more than 5 seconds. That's why I have a show that's about me talking about random shit all the time. And so
Oh, is that this one?
no, that's not this one. It's a different one. So it was very confusing. Of course, it's like any MOBA. There's a really high learning curve. So we'll just have to see how it does. It might pick up steam. It might just fall off. I feel really bad if the developers, I forgot their name.
Petroglyph.
Yeah, Petroglyph. I knew it had that little dude with the spear at the saucer. They've put out some other really good games that I've liked. So it's just
You like Petroglyph. They're located in my hometown, so
yes,
we want them to do well.
yes we do.
Give us tax dollars.
Well, I mean, even Penny Arcade slammed on them, just saying the champion design was horrible. A lot of people don't like the art direction, and in the beta, I was actually part of their first beta shoutcast, so that was really fun, but then they did a whole bunch of, patch changes, and almost immediately after, and their user base went from, 1,000, roughly 1,000 people online, which is about the average Bloodline champion population, to, less than 100. They just really pissed off a lot of people with some of the changes, and I haven't seen them really recover those numbers yet. So I'm not too sure how well the game will do as a free-to-play game. I don't know if it'll make them money. I like Petroglyph Flames. I've talked to the guys, done some interviews with MOBA Champions with them, and they are the previous Westwood Studios guys. So they did the original Command & Conquer, the Knock, back in the day. So, as a company, I really like them, but I'm not too sure this game's going to cut it up against big competition like League of Legends, Dota 2 coming out, Han, it seems to be the small fish these days, but it still dwarfs Rise of Immortals, so we'll have to see how it goes.
I will say...
Rise of the Immortals has dwarfs?
They have dwarfs. They have dwarfs.
With a robotic arm.
I haven't tried out the game, and I know when League of Legends originally started, I was in the very beginning of the closed beta for anyone back then, and it's really a different game, or was a different game than what it is now, and there was a lot that needed improving about the game. It was fun, but it's really evolved to a great extent. So, Rise of the Immortals has that potential, but the issue is when League of Legends originally came in, even though there were a lot of issues and it has grown a lot, there was kind of a void. There was Dota, but that was it. There wasn't a next-gen Dota yet. So Rise of the Immortals is coming in, and it's maybe in that same kind of, period where it's trying to grow, but maybe the viewership isn't there, maybe the player base, as you said.
Yeah. So I'll throw this out there while we kind of finish up. Any questions from the stream, go ahead and start asking them, and we'll ask them as we get them in. Especially for our guest Baron, since he has been very cordial and actually quite nice in dealing with all the technical issues we've had today, even though some of them were of his own making.
They were all my own as far as I'm concerned, but... I must have missed a few.
So, I'm kind of curious of something that I totally forgot about. And so, I was going to say, I do like Bloodline Champions, though. It is rather entertaining.
Yeah, they got their change coming up.
It's
the Steam integration.
Oh. It's a good, I guess, like, quick time waster. Because League of Legends is that long time waster when you want to spend an hour in a game, but Bloodline Champions seems to be pretty good if you want to spend 5 to 10 minutes in a game.
Yeah, it depends how even the matches are, but they can go from about 2 minutes all the way up to best of 5 stalemate with sudden death every round, which is 10 to 12 minutes. We have done actually like a best of 11, and it took us 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Yep, those were some even teams. Not an experience we care to do again, I'll tell you. But yeah, they have their Steam patch coming out with all the casual introductions. So if this patch doesn't do it, then the game was unfortunately probably going to shut down, because they have a rival base of 1,000 at peak. Not as much as it used to be.
That sucks.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I feel bad for all these gaming companies going under. And then, it makes me more mad, because I feel bad that you got these seemingly good gaming companies like, the guys who do freaking Bloodline Champions. And then you have the jackasses like Riot and S2 getting bigger.
Oh, they're not jackasses. They just know their business.
Yeah, they do.
Marketing business, your targeting group. I mean, Bloodline Champions is, of course, very hardcore, as opposed to League of Legends is a little bit more casual, and even Heroes of New Age is even a little bit more casual than that, because one mistake and you can be dead in 10 seconds in Bloodline Champions. It's that punishing, and it's that factor that chases off people, because people that are new make mistakes. People that are new die in 10 seconds. You do this 5 times, and you're going to give up on the game. So.
Yeah, it's like, It's not worth your time.
It's almost like sometimes when you join those first-person shooter games as a noob, and then you just get headshot, and then you're like, I'm done. Because if you're not already an adept... My dog just jumped back there. An adept first-person shooter, then you're just going to get stomped on.
Yeah, so if the Steam patch doesn't work, I'm predicting they're going to be at DreamHack Winter, if that's not already confirmed. But after that, I don't see them actually, holding on, unless this Steam patch does them wonders.
Yeah.
Because they are making the game a lot more casual. They're trying to introduce more achievements, but more customization, a little bit more that you can play around with in the shops. Gather a little bit of cash.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if it works. If it works, great. I'm all for it. I love the game. It's really fun. I love commentating the game, the Cast and Sembler and Borderland Gaming, and it would be great to see it, take off and become a true esport. But people don't like hardcore games anymore. I mean, you look at StarCraft 2 compared to StarCraft 1. People are saying it's so much easier. And a lot of people are now going back to StarCraft 1, a lot of pros, which is weird to me, but that's where they like it. So, I don't know.
Some people don't like change.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of big talk about that, but I would say watch State of the Game for that little update. State of the Game.
Yeah.
I do want to give... Go ahead.
With that, I mean, there's a big difference between it being straight out and out harder and it being a lot more difficult to be really good, which is what I think StarCraft 2 was. It's really a lot easier to be mediocre to decent. It's really something else to be really good consistently. And, I think that's part of it too. Because you can't always just do the same thing and it work.
Yeah. People find a counter to it. So we have a question from... I don't even want to say that. Vesca Violet?
Vesca Violet.
Fine, be all French. Any tips on how to get into casting? My tip? Do it. Pick up a microphone, start recording, start uploading. I did it for StarCraft 2, never really tried too hard. I ended up getting like 40, 50-something subscribers and, a couple thousand views, and I was happy. It was entertaining. Take it as a hobby when you start, because you don't know if it's going to work out. You don't know if you're going to be good at it. There's people are going to rage at you just because you're on there, so be prepared for a lot of bullshit, because people are going to yell at you just because you're new. So, take it and tell them to go fuck themselves, and then have fun. That's it. If you have fun, other people will have fun. So, Jester, what is your best?
Look how happy Jester looks right now. I mean, nothing says fun like.
Yeah, you gotta have a thick skin. That's what I would say. It's gonna be a baptism by fire until people kind of really accept you, or you're like a pro player and people accepted you anyways.
Yeah.
But if you're coming into it like I did, which is kind of, I got into Han and I was unknown, and we were up against the big dogs Honcast. So people were like, "Well, you're not Honcast, so you clearly suck." And yeah, that was fun. So yeah, have a thick skin, take feedback constructively, build your social networking, apply to Reddit, just keep very vigilant on that kind of stuff, and it will come. I mean, I've only been doing it for a year now, but after a year and a bit, I'm finally starting to capitalize on a little bit of it. Also, you should have a very supportive wife. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Love you too.
Yeah, I can't do this without my wife.
But, I mean, Baron is getting into it right now, right? So
Yeah, I was actually going to say, these guys are the pros, but my suggestion is, I mean, when you're watching games, you enjoy watching the games, and that's what casting is about. You're watching the game, and you're kind of sharing your point of view and your experience with people. So I have a very analytical kind of approach to it, but the number one thing to try when you're kind of starting off is just remember you're watching the replays to enjoy the games.
Mm-hmm.
So let your energy, flow, and just openly just, talk about it. It's not something like, okay, all right, what am I supposed to be saying now? So they're farming bottom and the junglers, coming. So what should I be saying? It's just, just
Relax.
have a lot of energy and just relax and enjoy it. It's all about enjoying the replays.
Yes.
And then also definitely talk to, friends and stuff like that, and communities like they said with Reddit and the LOL forums maybe, and just ask people for replays and just, have fun with it.
And talk to people. I mean, just talk to them.
It's
amazing what
Yeah.
just saying hi and will get you.
Yeah, let's see. I started this show how long ago? Maybe 4 months ago. And it started off by me just getting on the League of Legends forums and asking if people wanted to help me do a show, and then
its current incarnation, about a month? But the idea and the basics behind, we've been doing it.
Yeah, it took us about 3 months before we even did anything, and then suddenly it starts rolling, and then it starts rolling really fast, and you got to try and keep up with it. So, be prepared.
You are not prepared.
No, I am not prepared.
As our big green winged friend says.
So, Goromoth asks if we know of any underrated characters right now.
Yes.
That one.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one.
I want the
Vaniel is
secrets.
underrated.
Give me the secrets.
Yeah.
Cassiopeia.
I was actually
my
going to
gosh.
say Cassiopeia.
You were going to say that?
I was going to say that.
Oh my gosh, I've been playing her quite a bit lately, and she is just such a powerful AP caster. She really is. I mean, she's got 2 poisons and a nuke, and her ulti is just amazing. If you haven't played her, you really should. I don't know if she's free this week. Do you know she was recently free? But if you haven't given her a chance yet, really, please give her a chance. Play her. She's amazing. That's all I can say.
I will say that at this point, there's very few, underrated champs. People kind of have an understanding that most of the champs are balanced. But as far as Cassiopeia is concerned, going along with what you're saying, not only does she have the great damage output, but I think her ultimate is really underappreciated. And the way the game is playing right now, you see lots of melee champs, lots of bruisers, kind of champions coming back into play again. And that's where Cassiopeia thrives when you're going up against those kind of bruiser teams, because she's kind of a short-range caster, so you would think, oh, well, you don't want her to be that close to them. But once they get into her kind of kill zone, and they've got to charge right at her, so they're going to be facing her, she ultimates, she throws down all of her damage, everything goes wild. So it's, we could be seeing more of her soon.
Well,
good time.
I think I want to go ahead and wrap up today's show. And any shout-outs from anybody? Jester?
Pavel.
Jester?
Well, thanks, Baron. Last minute guest is just like, oh, Rivington fell through. And then Baron's like, hey, want to play a game? I'm like, no, get on my podcast.
Screw you! Come on my podcast, though.
That the number one choice fell through. You're like, I thought I was being invited. I was so excited, I get to hear now. Yeah, we asked 5 people first, and they all said no.
I only asked one because I was asked to get Rivington, and Rivington did say yes, but then his PR department said, haha,
yeah,
no.
So we were about to have a riot.
Yeah. So thanks, Baron, for coming out. Baron No Name, Baron Cast on YouTube, and I'm going to be doing some work with you down the line. I know that, but we can't say exactly what, can we? So.
I can't. It should be really exciting, and we'll probably announce it, or it should be announced shortly, and then
we'll announce it here.
Or you'll talk about it on here. Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, we could probably talk about it Tuesday. Yeah, but
we'll talk about it Tuesday.
So tune in next
we'll talk
Tuesday.
about it Tuesday. Other than that, MOBA Champions, MOBA Weekly on Thursday, and MOBA Cast are the guys I'm working with right now. So, big shout-outs to them.
Good.
And, of course, thanks again, guys, having me on. It was a pleasure.
I would like to give a shout-out to T-Nomad for State of the League. They gave us a little shout-out, so I'll give them one, too. They've got some interesting casts. They've got several pros on there. It's more of a State of the League or State of the Game show than we are, I guess. I'm not sure, but we're not competing, so, everybody wants to spread the love.
Everybody wins.
Watch us, watch them, watch Mobile Weekly.
Video moves again.
We're not all at the same time. When people start, coming on our time slot, then yes, we will be competing. But until then, watch everybody.
Yeah, there's some great stuff going on in the community.
Yeah, there is. And also want to thank Pavel. He's our researcher. He's the one that throws all the information on our forums for me to look at, mostly ignore, and then start the show. and so he is actually doing lots of work for AbsoluteLegends.eu, which is the European site. So we're actually kind of working with them. I'm still trying to figure out all the details there. That's why we've moved to Own 3D TV. So enjoy that. We will hopefully be getting a lot more stuff done there. I do really want to thank Baron for coming on the show today at very last second notice and having a great time and being a great guest. You're an awesome man. So
yes,
you're going to be a great
Thank
caster.
you very much. Anytime. Send me the invite.
Alrighty, yes. I will need to add you to everything I do. Vaniel, do you have anything else? I have big shout-outs to Vaniel for the RP and the skin. There we go. And, thanks a lot for that, dude.
Yeah, you like my skin. Maybe next time I'll have 4 skins.
4 skins.
God. Oh, I went there.
Oh, God.
I went there. No, it was a joke.
I repeated it, too, and that was terrible.
You did. No,
I think Forecourt saved it, though, with the count.
Yeah. I really don't. I mean, I guess I'd just like to give a shout out to everyone that's bumped my post on the forums. Still no right response. I have like plus 750 now, but I doubt Riot will ever respond, but can always hope.
Jester, tell Rivington.
So you lost a game and you were raging about a champion? Is that what this post is
No. It was actually saying that I now own every skin in the store, and I was hoping that they could help me out with...
Every skin?
Yeah, and I was kind of hoping that they would help me out with a couple that I missed back in 2009.
Some financial issues?
No, 2009. I missed two of the Christmas skins and one of the Olympic skins. So I was hoping they could help me out, and still haven't heard back. So I doubt I'll ever get a response, but I appreciate all the support that I've gotten from the community.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
All right. Anything I'm missing before we run?
Pretty amazing to see.
And Kumite, of course, he's moderating the chat. He's been keeping everything running smoothly, thank God. If Kumite wasn't here to keep us all in line, we would be screwed. And if I wasn't here, the internet would not be working. So, thanks for everybody watching. I guess what I'm going to do is...
We'll see you all
next week.
Same time.
Same time. Same location again. So come back here. Tell your friends, and we'll be giving out more RP cards the next time.
More RP, more action.
Yeah.
Maybe even some more skin.
Yes. 3 skins this time.
And we'll talk a little bit more tournament scene next week. Between, all the announcements that should go down.
It was kind of a slow
there's going to be a lot
week.
of news. Kiwi.
All right.
Can you hear those?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can. don't give yourself a headache.
Those are his secret bells.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. And I'm really happy everybody watched.